Baturdays. 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 Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat with a name like that, you think they talk more about the fact. Baturdays. 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 In the BatCave.
Heyo! It's Omnidog and the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, can't something ergonomics?
Hey,
Take-
right? Is it right your ergonomics?
Right?
Can't write it like
Can't-
RIGHT it. Write it.
Can't write your. That's first of all, I love that song, and I love that somebody. I think even Omar said his daughters were going around singing that at some point last year. It's super catchy, but I've always wondered about that. Can't write your can't something your ergonomics.
I think it's right, like write a ship, like you can't get it in like the
And
back
so
in the right.
what do we have to do with that?
I think because you're reading and maybe you're hurting your spine from reading.
Oh, wow, those are deep lyrics.
Maybe you should ask who wrote it again?
Nate did.
Yeah, maybe you should text Nate and ask him.
I do know my theme, Josh. I just
He just doesn't understand it.
it's some of the I love that taking questions from the chat with a name like that. You'd think they talk more about the bat, which I think is funny. Oh, Damon has always wondered that himself. Yeah.
Are there any famous song lyrics that you never understood, no matter how many times you've heard them?
Oh, I said this when did I said it live on the air. It may have been today because it was a 4-hour stream with Bunkmaster. I definitely said, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy" for Purple Haze. I definitely thought it was that until I got into college and was ridiculed. Yeah, it was with Bunk. That was like in the first hour. Van Halen had a song called Panama. Doom, 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 Panama. And I thought it was padded bra. So I mean, there's plenty of lyrics that I've gotten wrong. And then some are just buried into the mix so you can't hear, you don't even know what they are.
Right.
Greg, this is this the this is their album that has the track, the full 1 minute track that I'm not allowed to play anymore because it's on their album, the full 1 minute animation. I can't play that music. I get demonetized.
The number one most confusing song on a lot of websites is "I Am the Walrus" by the Beatles. That song doesn't make any sense. That's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I always heard that. I heard that he wanted to make a nonsense song. And then I've heard recently that he does refer to some specific things in that song that he's making a social commentary on.
Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't make any sense either. That's just a bunch of random stuff jammed together.
I'm not a fan of Queen, so I can't say. I doubt I've ever listened to it.
You never listened to Bohemian Rhapsody?
I always turned it off when it was on
okay.
the radio. That was their first hit, right? With the opera.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Although, I mean, I do kind of want to see that movie about him.
I mean, I think that Rami Malek is good in it, but the rest of the movie was kind of boring. I like the Elton John movie better.
Oh, there's a movie about Elton John?
Yeah, with the guy from The Kingsman, Taron Egerton. That was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I feel like most musical biopics are basically the same thing. It's kind of like the same exact formula, and you kind of, I don't know, they all kind of blend together to me, like Walk the Line. Those movies, I
Oh,
don't know. They all kind of
yeah, I liked Walk the Line. I remember that. Yeah, I did see that.
they always have a drug theme into those. So it's like, okay, now we're getting to the drug part. And
Yeah.
now they'll get it's like that. So it's kind of the same up and down format.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, buddy. They just never clicked with me. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you love them. I fall asleep to different music every night. I don't. I didn't listen to them falling asleep. John George Peppers. Love Jim Carrey's version of I Am the Walrus. I haven't heard that one. Oh, Jess, this knife dug deep. I'm not saying anything about you, Josh. I'm glad you enjoy Queen. They just never clicked with me. You know, some
Dr.
band.
Elevator is right. Walk Hard's a great movie. A great
I need
spoof.
to see that.
It has like one of the best like continued like through line of a joke that they have continually throughout the movie of any comedy. It's a great callback. Like they continually go back to the same joke in multiple different ways, and it pays off in different ways every single time.
That's
a
the
great
Dewey
movie.
Cox story, right?
Right. That's the one with John C. Reilly is kind of like the Johnny Cash
Yeah.
of the movie. And they have like the Beatles played by Jack Black and Paul Rudd and other people like that. So it's just funny.
Kelly and I just watched Step Brothers last weekend.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's probably the best one. I
So
mean, I think that and Anchorman are pretty.
Yeah, same.
But I will say that I think Step Brothers doesn't have a dip at all in the movie. There's like a 10-minute lull in Anchorman where you don't really laugh, but there's like consistently you laugh all the way through Step Brothers.
Yeah. I actually laughed all the way through Anchorman, so I'm not sure where that 10-minute dip is, but
the part where he gets fired and he's like kind of wandering around, the part at the zoo for a bit before that. The zoo part's not as funny as it could be. I think there's some lulls there, but again, it's one of my favorite comedies. But if I had to pick one, I think Step Brothers is just pound for pound the funnier, most consistent all the way through.
It is fun. I'm just laughing thinking of it. I do love John C. Reilly in that movie. Hayden's and Peace and Love. I'm so glad there are so many Queen fans. It's just the music didn't hit with me. I did like for a while that song off News of the World that everybody loves. We Are the Champions, and that's super catchy. So that whole thing, I get why people like that song. Priscilla was phenomenal. That's a movie you saw today, Cycle? Priscilla Presley? It was about Priscilla Presley?
Isn't that the one that made her mad? She was like, I don't really like this movie. I can't remember.
Oh gosh. Who'd they have playing Priscilla Presley? That's super interesting. I'm Mo Walrus has lyrics taken from English children's nonsense limericks. Yeah, but I know he works in some social commentary in there. Thank you, Hayden. 4K TV. Huh. I'm so glad I had my makeup and hair done today by upper management. Wait, didn't the Chiefs done? Wait, okay, wait. There's songs here. Oh, the Hondo's here. Hey, Maniac Matt and I are at the Warriors game right now. Just dropping in, but we'll watch replay later. Have a great show, fellas. Peace and love to Hondo and Maniac Matt, who sent me that signed Monica book. You need more theme songs. I know. Well, thank you. I definitely had to lie down for a couple hours after that 4-hour stream. I was exhausted. That's very nice of you, Rising. I appreciate that. More Omnidog and the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, can't write your ergonomics.
2 Saturdays in a row. That's a new record for us lately.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Reaper's here. Ari is here. Nice. Good to see all the gang is here. Okay, Josh is still mad at me. Oh, dear. We will rock you. Yeah. And then we are the champions. Larry's here. What up, Larry? Larry turned me on to Wet Leg, who they're in my top 10 right now for sure.
I agree with Larry. I like Queen, but I'm not like crazy about it. I'm not listening to them all the time.
Josh, this isn't a safe space for you. I said my channel was a safe space for everybody, but apparently not for you today. At 2, Larry?
Yeah.
Hey, there's Mr. Awesome. What up?
Sorry, life's not a safe space, unfortunately.
Movie's based on Priscilla's book, and her daughter doesn't like it. Makes Elvis look bad. Wait, didn't Elvis's daughter pass away?
I don't remember. See, I feel like Elvis is. Someone mentioned this, or maybe I don't know if it was you. No, it was another friend of mine said you never really hear Elvis on the radio. Like you don't really hear him ever played, but he's like so famous, and there's everyone. I don't know. You never really hear his songs anywhere.
Well, I've got Sirius XM in my car. Sometimes I hear him on the 60s channel, but you're right. I hear songs from the Zombies more than I hear Elvis on the 60s channel.
For how famous,
Yeah.
I mean, for how famous he is there a more famous musician in the 20th century? Singular musician?
Sinatra, but that's a different kind of genre.
I would say Elvis is probably even more famous. I mean, if you show a picture of Elvis and Sinatra, I think more people would be able to identify Elvis than Sinatra. I don't know. That's just me, though. But I feel like comparatively, he's not played nearly as much as other people that he's more famous than.
Yeah, you're right. I think Sirius XM has a 50s channel, but he was, I mean, the first part of the 60s, I feel like, I don't know.
Josh is a good point. Michael Jackson might be more famous, but that's a pretty good neck and neck battle, I think.
Lisa Marie died in January. Priscilla's still alive. Oh, Elvis has his own channel on satellite. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. I'm thinking about like the radio. Like I can't think of the last time I was listening to the radio and I heard Elvis.
Yeah. Josh, pick a topic, and Josh will get mad at me. This time it's because I'm not a huge fan of Queen. Oh, here Megan Shrimpshire's here. Way to go. Was great to see the minister back on IG too. Yeah.
I posted the first time in 2 months today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I had a haul. I'm like, this is easy.
Feeling better? Jazz? Hey, minister. Yeah. So far, I'm okay. Priscilla Presley was not against the movie. She's an executive producer. Lisa Marie commented on the script saying she didn't like how it made her father look. Okay. That's cool. I doubt I'm going to see it. Oh, Sofia Coppola directed it, huh?
The best actress in the world.
A tour de force.
She's the best actress ever.
For an actress, she's a good director.
Is there any? I feel like is that like a top 10 most hated performance in Godfather 3?
I had top 5.
Yeah, maybe top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, you could even probably say top 3. Can we think of performances that were worse?
I've heard that the new edited version, so the Coda version by Francis Ford Coppola makes the movie a lot better. Of Godfather 3, like he released a new version where he re-edited it and added some scenes, took some stuff out. I think. So
yeah, well, unless he edited in Marlon Brando, I'm not going to watch it again.
I'm looking to see about the worst acting performances.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sofia Coppola's top of the list. The list I'm looking at.
So she's number 1.
Yeah. Megan Fox and Transformers. Megan Fox and Transformers, but I think that was popular for other reasons, though.
I don't think I've ever seen a Megan Fox.
Halle Berry and Catwoman. I've never seen the movie, but I've seen the trailer, and I have to admit that they're not far off. Halle Berry can be horrible in a lot of movies. Like her James Bond appearance in Dine in Their Day, that wasn't anybody's finest hour, but it certainly wasn't her finest hour either. Although Denise Richards might have been worse.
Oh, Christopher Jones or whatever.
That was the dumbest Bond girl name ever. And she was a rocket scientist, wasn't she, or something like that?
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. No,
she wasn't believable as a rocket scientist.
No, I don't even know if that counts as a Bond girl trying to be a rocket scientist.
Oh, Hayden Christensen. Yeah, he was. I know he has a lot of fan love, and people are glad he's back. But can we all admit that he wasn't exactly the best performer in those prequel movies?
No, and peace and love to the little kid that played him in the first movie, but that little kid was terrible.
Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
That doesn't count. That's a classic.
And they have Nicolas Cage on this list for multiple movies. Nicolas Cage can be the best actor or the worst actor. Did you watch his movie that like he actually plays himself, the unbearable burden of massive talent or something like that?
Yeah, I want to see that.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's worth the watch. If you if you're a fan of Nick Cage and enjoy his filmography, as weird as it is, I think you'll appreciate it.
Okay, I'd love to see it. Heroing 2.0. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Megan Fox was in Jonah Hex. I never saw Jonah Hex.
Oh, that looked well. Josh Brolin looked like he was good in it. He looked like a perfect Jonah Hex, but I heard the movie was just really bad.
Yeah.
That'd be a great like television show, great limited series.
What? Jonah Hex?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on like HBO Max. Lionheart, what up? 2 live shows in a day, better than our friend Very Fine Condition. I blame George Lucas's directing for Hayden Christensen's performance. No, I don't. No, okay. This is an obvious point, and I'm sure it's been made a lot of times. Princess, whatever her name was. Now, of course, I never can remember the actress who played the princess in the movie, the sequels, the prequels. What was her name?
Natalie Portman. She was also pretty bad in that. Yeah, too.
Yeah, but okay, so Darth Vader's a little kid, and then there's Natalie Portman, like 24. Then 18 years later, Hayden Christensen shows up and falls in love with the woman. Well, how is she still the same age? She's like, they didn't even like put a wrinkle on her or something. Like all of a sudden,
what a double standard, Jess. Old men can date young women, but old women can't date young men.
She didn't look old. She looked the exact same.
Oh, Michael Caine and Jaws: The Revenge.
Oh, yeah, you know what's funny about that though? He admits that and says, "Can I show you the house that movie paid for?"
He said, "Well, it did buy my mother a house, so
yeah."
Whatever.
Oh, they age differently on Naboo. Okay, that explains that. Let's see. Jess, you assume they are the same species. Oh, that's true.
I have the worst movie death of all time. Talia al Ghul in Dark Knight Rises. Remember her death at the very end of the movie?
No.
She's in the car and she gets crushed and she's like,
oh yeah.
It's one of the worst movie deaths of all time. It was like you couldn't have done a second or third take on that one.
I'll tell you another terrible death, and it's a death that this actor has been his whole life preparing for, and it was terrible. And that was Star Trek Generations, when, spoiler alert, Captain Kirk dies, and William Shatner gives the worst death performance.
Is that one to the cage rolling down the cliff?
And then he ends up on a pile of rocks or something, and he's like, did we save the universe? It was fun. What? Come on. You're dying there. Can't you give me a little pain that you're dying from? Your body's broken apart.
What's the best death scene?
Sorry, Hayden. I apologize.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea with Samuel L. Jackson. That's a great death scene.
I haven't seen it. Deep Blue Sea. What's it about?
It's like about like a mutated killer shark.
Okay, I'm not seeing that.
Oh, Blade Runner at the end with Rutger Hauer when his life.
That was a great one where he says those lyrics.
He made those up too. He wrote those
Did he?
himself. Yeah, he wrote those. That wasn't in the script. He wrote that. That's the best part of the movie.
Oh, that's super lyrical poetry that he says.
Have you seen 2049 yet?
No, I own it,
Oh,
but I haven't seen it yet.
dude, it's even better than the original. It's one of the rare times where it's better.
Wow. I'm still
Harrison,
stuck.
I think Harrison Ford gives one of the best performances of his career in that movie. He's not in it a lot, but what he brings to it is fantastic. And Ryan Gosling's great in it. The cinematography's awesome. Score, the plot is better than the original. It's just, I
Wow.
think it's more. I think they're both great movies, obviously, but the second one definitely hit more for me.
Okay. We've got a live chat now talking about movies. Prequels started too early. Boy, Anakin should have been limited to the first half. He should have not been in the movie at all. I mean,
Yeah.
at that moment, that's who you go with. There were probably 500 other kids next door that of the studio that could have acted better than that.
I always say the prequels have a really interesting story. There's a great plot that it could have been mined better, but the performances, besides someone like, what's his name? Oh, Ewan McGregor. He was great, obviously.
Yeah.
But then the writing was really stilted and clunky, and they rushed some things. Like all of a sudden, Hayden's evil. All of a sudden, he's like, it was so quick. It was just, there's a lot of missed opportunities. And you see greatness and aspects of it, like the Darth Maul fight was fantastic. The final fight scene with them is fantastic. There's moments of greatness, but it's just marred by bad dialogue and bad performances.
And I've talked about this with you before many times about that sudden change to the dark side. It's like la-di-da, everything's cool. What? I can't love my girlfriend anymore? Bruh, I'm gonna kill everybody.
My eyes are yellow and I'm killing children.
Goodbye, children. Goodbye, sand people.
Mr. Awesome, I like your answer. He liked Ricardo Montalban's death in Naked Gun. That is a great death scene.
Oh, yeah. Wait, oh yeah.
He's crushed by the what's it called? The steamroller, and then the band walks over top of him. I love those movies.
I do too. Did you ever see the original Police Squad?
I still need to watch that. It's on YouTube, I think. I still need to watch it.
Oh, it's so good.
Who do you think was the better villain? Robert Goulet, or was it Ricardo Montalban?
I love Robert Goulet.
Yeah, he was fantastic in that second one.
Are you trying? Okay, wait. Larry's trying to talk some sense here. Hayden wasn't in Phantom Menace. Correct. Time passed between that and the next one, so Padme did age, but she looked the same. She looked exactly the same. Give her a smile line or crow's feet to show that she aged. I mean, I don't know. Oh, I'm not even going to highlight that one, James. That's terrible. Any dog thing. Forget it. Ana de Armas is in 2049. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, watching it.
No, it's definitely one of the best movies of the past 10 years.
Paul Rubens in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That in the movie he dies. I haven't seen. I know that it's going to be a deep hole that I go down if I start watching Buffy.
I watched like one episode years ago.
I think if it's the movie, I can watch the movie, but watching the TV show is going to take some work for me. Mufasa. Oh, that is sad.
I saw a funny reel the other day of this cat was hanging off a gutter, and that another cat was scratching its paws, and they put the Lion King death scene over that. It's like ah, and it falls off the gutter. That's pretty funny.
Let's see. Well, I haven't seen Clone Wars.
I've seen parts. The hard thing about Clone Wars is that it's not the order of the episodes isn't chronological. It kind of jumps all over the place. and trying to watch it chronologically is really annoying. You have to look at a whole list and like the whole thing was just a bit too much for me. I think it's good, but it's just a big commitment.
Yeah, Freddie sent me a spreadsheet of just like 12 Clone Wars and Rebels that I need to watch to really understand Ahsoka, and I really do want to watch Ahsoka. So I'm on a Mike Flanagan binge right now. I told you that I watched Midnight Mass, and I'm going to watch that last 15 minutes again. That really choked me up. That really did choke me up. I thought that was so well done.
Yeah, the whole show is really good.
Yeah.
Did you watch Barbarian yet?
No, that's the next thing
Okay.
I'm watching
All
for
right.
sure.
I still want to hear your thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen that with a packed theater. I watched it late at night when there was like a couple other people there. So I wish it had been like a full theater experience. That would have been I think it'd be an interesting movie to watch with other people. Not that you have to, but it would have been interesting. I think horror movies are fun to watch with other people. It's like comedies. It makes it better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Except I don't know. I feel like I got into my horror phase watching it at home. I don't know that I can't remember if I've gone to a horror movie. I always, rent them or watch them on TV. Genndy Tartakovsky Clone War was the peak of Star Wars.
That was pretty good.
Revenge of the Sith needed to be 2 movies. I think they cast Jake Lloyd as young Anakin because he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was close to signing on. To be the older. But when he was a fan of Menace, he backed out.
Yeah, Leo made the right choice there, I think.
I never knew that.
I think he made the right choice going the Martin Scorsese route as opposed to the prequel route. I'm going to go do Gangs of New York and Aviator instead of these movies.
Oof, boy. Wow, I didn't even know that. The unusually named Ryan Bragg. I have a nephew named Ryan Bragg. Alan Rickman in Die Hard. That was great. Doesn't he takes the watch with him, right?
Yeah.
As he goes. I miss Alan Rickman. He was such a good actor.
And then you have the Die Hard with a Vengeance where Jeremy Irons is his brother. That was a good movie too.
Yeah, it was. Paul Rudd looks the same. I don't see you giving him. Well, I guess that's a good point.
People age differently.
Life at 40 was the sequel to what was it? This kind of sequel to
Knocked Up.
Oh, was it Knocked Up? Okay. Yeah, and he kind of does look the same.
He's in his 50s and he looks the same as when he was in his 30s.
He kind of does. He's very young looking. Mr. Tex, how's it going? I got your great gift. I was thinking of wearing it on Omni Bros Monday night. If you're going to be able to watch, text me and let me know, or email me because he got me a great shirt. Thank you so much, Mr. Tex, for that really cool shirt you got me. Send me an email and let me know if you're going to watch Monday or Wednesday Omni Bros, and I'll wear that shirt. It's really boss. The name changes. Hola. Right on. Hayden Christensen acted pretty great in Shattered Glass. I did hear that was a good movie. Oh, Sasmurf. I'm not even going to do that. That's terrible. No more dog deaths. Stop it. Nick Lewis, ready for Omnidog Round 2. We're going to talk about recent reads once we get done talking about Star Wars and other movies. This is how you get banned. Oh, by saying Buffy stinks. The movie is terrible. So bad that they rebooted it as a comic and made that canon. This is Buffy we're talking about. Wait, I have to show this because Cycle said that, and then everybody else is jumping on him about that. Shut your mouth, Cycle!
Yeah, I've only seen one episode of Buffy and one episode of Angel, and I just never really pursued after either. So it seems like a big commitment either way.
Yeah.
Oh, Jess,
And
did you ever watch the show I recommended, Godless? Where it's the guy who did Queen's Gambit. It was a female-led Western on Netflix. It's a limited series
oh,
with
let me
the
write that down.
with the main lady from Downton Abbey that you like.
Oh, Lady Mary.
Yeah, and Jeff Daniels is the bad guy. That's a great show.
Okay, wait. Let me see if it's on my.
I think Patty would even like it because it's a female-led show.
So it's like a Western.
Yeah, it's called Godless. It's about a town where basically all the men in the town died in a mining accident, so the town is run by women.
Oh,
And they have to
I'm
kind
up
of
for
take care.
that.
They kind of have to take care of business when Jeff Daniels and his rowdy cowboys come into town. I won't say
Okay.
anything else beyond that, but yeah, it's a good show.
It's called Godless on Netflix.
Yes.
Godless. Okay. This week I definitely want to see Barbarian and Doctor Sleep. I really need to see that. Witchin' and Bitchin'. I have so many movies to watch. Oh, I need to check some of these off because I have watched some of them. Okay. The end of episode 5 was brilliant. Everything about Midnight Mass was fantastic. That last 15 minutes, I can't obviously say anything about it because I'll spoil it, but when I texted you this this won't spoil anything. When two people start singing Near My God to Thee, and then when another woman changes her story about what happens when we die. I don't think that gives anything away, but both of those things put together, I genuinely started crying. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I still think that Haunting of Hill House is my favorite of the two, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I think the Haunting of Hill House is just, I don't know, it's kind of like a perfect show to me. There was nothing really off. Had the best jump scare of my life. It's the first time I've screamed out loud watching a movie or a TV show. Remember the part where they're in the car and it's like the woman's head? Ah!
Oh, yeah. I jumped at that.
Excuse me. That really scared me.
I jumped at that too.
I'm not usually someone who's taken by jump scares either.
I love them. I
But
want more.
They don't usually get me because I know they're coming. For the most part, that one I did not.
I want just to do a live reaction video watching Barbarian. Peace and love. Don't say anything about it. I know not still to this day. I don't know a thing about it. As Taylor said, do not find out anything about it. Don't even watch the trailer. And I have not. Larry, are you still explaining this?
He's furiously typing.
Okay.
I think he likes Natalie Portman as Padme. I think we can safe to say that.
Let's see. Evil Dead 1 and 2.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2 is a lot better than the first one, but I really like Evil Dead 2. The first one, it's basically the second one's almost it's basically a remake of the first one. It's like a remake / sequel. There's never really been a movie like it, I feel. But they had more money and they wanted to do a better job in the first one, but they kind of had it be a sequel. It was an interesting movie.
In Die Hard, when Rickman falls, it was a miscount. So that is a look of pure terror since he thought he was going to die. What? Can you go a little deeper on that, Josh? What do you mean by it was a miscount? And how far did he? It's not like he was at the top of the building in real life.
You can see it on YouTube. You can see it, the green screen or whatever is behind him, and I think he didn't know he was going to drop them, and so he was actually surprised.
Oh! I see. That's kind of funny. He really thought, oh boy. So I wonder how far. How did you know that? You just knew that it was on you. Somebody told you it was on YouTube.
You know what it was? Did you ever watch the Toys That Made Us TV show?
I've seen some of the episodes. Yeah,
they have a sister series called The Movies That Made Us, and Die Hard is one of those. They have Die Hard, Home Alone, Ghostbusters. I think that was in that show.
Okay, so they go like behind the scenes of
Right.
those.
Right. The show they got
Ooh,
made. It's actually a pretty good show.
yeah,
If you like the toys that made it, it's the same concept, but just movies instead of action figures and such.
yeah. I love the toys that made us. Oh, I have not seen Quigley Down Under.
Isn't
Is
that
that
Tom
a Tom
Selleck?
Selleck? Up,
Yeah.
Jinx. Yeah. Yes, sir. Here's Craig. What up, Craig? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Oh my God, get off of this channel. How dare you, Dr. Elevator? How dare you? How dare you? What are you doing in here? Losing serious nerd cred, not watching Buffy. There's so many things that I can be nerdy about, though. We're both huge nerds.
Yeah, who's in charge of the nerd board? Who makes that decision?
Yeah, are you gatekeeping us, William Lee?
I think so.
The nerd board. Just did you know the author of Queen's Gambit also wrote The Hustler? What's The Hustler?
That's with Paul Newman.
Oh, that movie.
Remember The
Okay.
Color of Money?
Okay. Yeah. But The Hustler's pretty old. I was a kid when that came out.
Some of the original books, I think.
Mm.
They were based off of.
Did you ever see Queen's Gambit?
I never did. I do love Scott Frank, who wrote and directed all of it. He's a great. I don't know. The concept always seemed not too interesting to me, but I know everybody loves it, so I need to try it out.
It was riveting. She does an excellent performance in that. I really dug it.
But can you see why, based off the premise, it seems like it wouldn't be interesting? Just like
Lou
talk about it.
Yeah, Lou just kept raving about it, and he just kept raving about it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I think Patty and I watched that, and we really got into it. Hayden, wait. What did Hayden say that Josh is upset about? I have to go way back. What's going on here? That the movie is so bad. Okay. Oh, Cycle. Oh, Rick Ray is endorsing it, so that's how you're watching it. That's like 11 o'clock comics recommending Black Hammer to Lou. I just told you it's great. What's going on with you? Good. You should watch it if Rick Ray likes it. No, I'm not going to spoil the plot. You need to see it. It's epic. I have not seen Loki. I haven't even finished Loki season 1 yet.
I didn't finish season 1 on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was so boring. I don't get why people like it so much.
Dr. Elevator at 8:33. I'm not going to highlight you because that's a little bit of a spoiler, but I completely agree with you on that. Larry is saying that Loki season 2 is kind of flawless. Your dream picks for MCU Fantastic Four. What time? Okay, I'm not too far behind. This Midnight Mass is super Catholic. Super Catholic Fragiladocious Expialidocious. Yeah, super Catholic. But don't let that turn you off because it's so much more than that.
I just think as a minister, like religious stuff can always be. I'm always interested to see how shows and movies will handle religious topics. I feel like Mike Flanagan, as an atheist, handled it in a way that wasn't offensive to people who do practice. So I felt like it was an interesting discussion about faith and about organized religion in general. And I didn't feel like frustrated or annoyed or caricaturized. There's obviously one character that was way over the top, but there are people like that, so that was fine. So I thought it wasn't a show that really ripped into people who believe too much. That's how I felt.
I was really as soon as I started watching it, I wondered how you felt about it. So that's interesting. Good. I was going to ask you how you felt about it.
And I'm the kind of person that a movie or TV show will never rock me in my faith or make me question anything.
Well,
so I'm like, my faith
true.
is strong enough that I can handle any kind of criticism I hear on a movie or TV show. But there's some times where it gets to be so I wouldn't say offensive, but just it's just not it's just such a caricature. It's so inaccurate that it frustrates you. But I didn't feel that way, so I really appreciated that.
Yeah, and the performance by the priest. I finally remembered that he was a guy in Legion. I remembered his
Was he?
performance in Legion. Yeah, I thought he was great in that role. Wow, Mike Flanagan really pulls out amazing performances from his actors.
And he hires a lot of the same people.
Yeah, he's got like a ensemble that he hires.
The ET
You know
kid.
what? He should
loves
have
the
done
ET kid.
what's it? Yeah,
I always forget his name, but he loves the
Henry
ET kid.
Thomas.
Right.
And I was so surprised to see him, and I've seen him in 3 or 4. He was in Fall of the House of Usher, and after seeing him in 3, and he's in Haunting of Hill House.
Did you see the movie Mike Flanagan did? That Stephen King adaptation. Wait, what's it called? Gerald's Game.
I haven't yet.
Oh, you'll have to watch that too.
Oh, okay.
Henry Thomas is also in that, and so is I can't think tonight.
Carla Gugino.
Yeah, the woman who's also in all this stuff.
Yeah, Carla Gugino. Oh, Kate Siegel.
She's not in that. Wait, no, I don't think she's in that.
Carla Gugino's in a lot of them.
Kate Siegel's in Hush. That movie was also good.
That's where's the deaf woman in that?
She's the woman who's deaf, and she has a home intruder she has to deal with. Now it's obviously the added wrinkle of she can't hear anything.
Yeah,
so that makes it a lot easier for him to prey on her, but she kind of uses it to her advantage.
That's on my list because I want to see everything in the Flanagan filmography. But Henry Thomas, I the last time I saw him, he was in E.T., and then all of a sudden he was in Haunting of Hill House. And after seeing him in 3 different performances, he's quite a good actor. I can see why he's in Flanagan's ensemble. I did see, I don't know her name, but in Haunting of Hill House, she was the kid that grew up to be the mortician.
Yeah, I'm not sure what her name is either. I think that was the only show of his that she was in.
No, she was the lead in Ouija: Origin of Evil.
See, I don't watch that kind of movie, so I'm not. I wouldn't have known.
That's what has it all for me. Ouija board.
Yeah, I'm not into that kind of. I'm not into the whole demon Ouija board type of stuff. That's not for me.
I love the unseen.
Feel free to watch it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I get it. I love Ouija boards scare the heck out of me. Demons scare the heck out of me. And the unseen, like when you can't see what the danger is, scares the heck out of me, which I love. This is the Fantastic Four. No one will ever be a better Ben Grimm than Michael Chiklis. Fight me. I agree with that.
I mean, I like Michael Chiklis. I love him in The Shield.
Yeah.
I feel like Ben Grimm. I feel like he was okay. I mean, it wasn't like he could have been better, but he was definitely he looks like Ben Grimm, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's the only guy who's going to actually be wearing a costume as Ben Grimm. Every other Ben Grimm's going to be CGI now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Josh Greathouse wants Danny DeVito as Mole Man. That is a good choice.
Where's that?
Down at 843.
843. I'll get there in a sec. Here it is. In Die Hard, they were going to drop him on the count of 5, and it went off at 3. Did they do that on purpose, or you said miscount? So it must have been. So he was. Now I gotta watch that scene.
You'll have to watch that movie that made this episode.
Yeah, we do like to know nothing. See, I have not seen the trailer for the next Ghostbusters movies, but I did see the trailer for Madam Web. And I like that it's all Spider Women, so I may go see it.
But did you think it looked good, though?
I just saw the women, and I'm like,
the movie just looked ridiculous.
I didn't pick up on that. All I saw
It's just so funny that Sony can make Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, but then they make like Venom and they make Morbius and they make Craven. They just beyond the Spider-Verse movies, and obviously working with the MCU on Spider-Man as well. They're just They're just like wandering around the dark trying to find a light switch, and they're not
Who
finding
asked
it.
for a Morbius movie?
Who asked for a Madam Web movie? Who thought that was going to happen?
I forgot Madam Web was even a thing. I don't even have an action figure of her.
I just hope they called him
of every spider person.
I just hope they call him Morbius the Living Vampire in the movie. I just want to hear that line.
I have freaking Hoppy Bunny, for goodness sake.
I just read her in one of the books I'm going to tell you about.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
She was barely in it, but she was in it.
Yeah, she has pretty minor roles for her to get an action figure. Oh, yeah, it's been a while. I'm always around and watching the replays, but normally I'm asleep. Well, that's true. You're in the UK, so I don't blame you. Yeah. Black Phone on Netflix. Yeah, Queen's Gambit was fantastic. I'm almost positive you and Kate would love it, Minister.
We do need a show to watch. We're at a standstill right now.
Oh, it'd be good for you both to see this. Yeah, she's a chess player. It starts out with her as a young chess player that's in a foster home.
The new season of The Crown came out, so I'll have to deal with her watching that.
Oh, Patty loves that too. Aren't they done with The Crown? Or
I think it's the last one. I'm hoping and praying it's the last one.
The Queen, God bless the Queen, but she's gone now. How can there be more Crown? No one wants to see anything about Prince Charles or King Charles.
I don't want to see any of it.
It's basically a young Just Bragg in Australia.
Have you been compared to Tom Selleck in your life, Jess?
No, I don't think so. I love the comparison here, though.
Were you a Magnum PI fan back in the day?
Yeah. I was in college when that was on, so we'd catch it every so often. When I was in LA, I worked at Tower Records, and Tom Selleck came in not late at night, like about 8:00 with his wife to get a stylus replacement for his turntable. And so this was like 1985, and he was hammered.
Yeah.
His eyes were bloodshot. He just reeked of alcohol. Sorry, Tom. I mean, that was 40 years ago or 30 years ago, whatever it was.
My favorite, the best Magnum PI see is whenever he's at a nunnery and he's talking to a nun who's on a ladder.
Oh,
and he turns around and says, "Nuns don't work on Sundays." He blasts her off this ladder. Ends up being the bad guy. That's one of the best scenes ever.
I remember you telling me about that. LOL, Omnibros used to get mad at me when I said 11:00 comics got me to read something. Well, I was mad at Lou because I had been telling him for 6 months to read Black Hammer. That was kind of a classic Omnibros moment when I yelled at him about it. We have come first full circle. Hey, Kenny's back. Good to see you, Kenny. Rahul Kohli, who appears in most of Flanagan's shows and was a popular fan cast for Reed Richards for a while. Rahul Kohli. Let's see, who is he?
He played the sheriff in Midnight Mass.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That took care of that. Oh, Carla Gugino is great in everything, but yeah, she utterly owns the Fall of the House of Usher.
She's great in Gerald's Game. That's pretty much a oneer. It's just her most of the time in a bed, handcuffed to it, and so she's great in that movie.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Has a big gross out moment, that's for sure.
Really, I had a hard time. I mean, Lou finally convinced me to watch it, but I was like, how is this a horror movie? I mean, I get the premise, but it really doesn't sound very interesting. And he was like, oh, trust me. So I'm like, okay.
It's real life horror, that's for sure.
Okay. She's great, though. I believe I'm off Monday. I'll check my schedule work to be sure to. Okay, thanks, Mr. Tex, because your gift was awesome. Elizabeth Racer. She was the one in Ouija, Origin of Evil. Oh, here it is. I want Danny DeVito as Mole Man, but serious role. Okay. Oh, and Twilight movies. Okay.
No wonder I don't know her then.
Yeah, I think she's been in other movies of his. But do you want to this is a tangent, but I mean, I'm happy to keep going on this unless you want to like stick a book in and we lose half the audience.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Chickless on the Shield was iconic. The best crime cop show ever. The Wire would be my pick, but I still love The Shield.
The Shield is just more entertaining than The Wire. As great as The Wire is, The Shield is just more. I don't know. It's more over the top, but it just has more memorable moments for me.
I see. They did it on purpose to get a genuine reaction. That's pretty smart. Pretty tricky, but smart. Talking about, is Jessica Drew in Madam Web? I had no interest, but she is not. They don't own the rights to Jessica Drew because her first appearance was like in Marvel Tales, yada, yada, yada. You have to appear in the Amazing Spider-Man is what Sony owns. And that's why they have Madam Web. And I don't think Silk is in there. I can't remember who the other spiders were, but it's whoever appeared in Amazing Spider-Man.
That Dakota Johnson sure likes to star in bad movies. The 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Yeah. She seems kind of deadpan to me. Like,
she seems like she wouldn't be interesting to talk to in real life. Which is funny because based on who her dad is, you think she would be interesting.
And her mom, isn't her mom Melanie Griffith?
Oh, I know Don Johnson's her dad. I'm not sure about her mom.
Yeah, I thought her mom was Melanie Griffith and her dad was Don Johnson. Because they wanted a hot Madam Web.
Because they want more people to see it.
Yeah.
It's like why they made Aunt May Marissa Tomei the third time
around. Just finished My Adventures of Superman. I thought it was really good. Good. Madam Web has Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney, and both of them have some scenes in other movies and TV series. Okay. Yes, much more than chess. Chess is just a way. It's like the centerpiece, but her growing up and what she goes through, how she achieves things. It's full of substance abuse and alcohol abuse. She's in the foster home for girls at like age 8 till she ages out of there. And they give them uppers in the morning and downers at night. And the downers at night help her. She stares at the ceiling and puzzles out chess moves. And so it's all about her trying to acquire downers so she can keep working on her chess game. I've tried 3 times to watch White Lotus, but I can't do it. I haven't seen White Lotus.
I liked it. My wife and I liked it. It was a show we could both agree on, both seasons. That's hard for us to find, so we grab what we can.
You did like White Lotus?
Yeah, we both did.
I
could see why people wouldn't like it, though. It's not like surprising to me. It's a little bit slower paced than most, but we enjoyed it.
Okay.
But the second season a lot more than the first one too.
Sorry? Second season?
The second season is better than the first one. They're both good, but I thought the second season was better.
Elle Fanning was pretty good in The Great. She's so charismatic and likable in the role of Catherine the Great. Okay. Season December 14th. That will be the end. It's enough already. No one wants to see King Charles.
The whole thing is just boring. Don't care.
I used to wear Hawaiian shirts all the time. Oh, for Magnum PI, that's all I wear during the summer. But it's getting a little chilly now.
I used to wear Hawaiian shirts when I was a kid.
And I wear them as a grown-up. Not ironically, because I like them. Oh, next Imaginod. Welcome. Sorry to have to check in late. On the subject of new films, will either of you be catching Napoleon's 2.5-hour cut or Michael Mann's Ferrari theatrically in the coming weeks? I don't know either of those. For Ferrari, that's about the guy who came like Joe Bob Ferrari or somebody from Italy is the topic for that, right? Michael Mann's put out some pretty great movies.
I don't really get to go see movies in the theaters anymore, so
I'm gonna try to see the Marvels in the theater, just because I want to support it because it looks fun. But yeah, I'm more of what
I don't think you'll be able to help that box office. I don't know if your $12 will help that enough.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming Ultimate Spider-Man series by Hickman? I'm curious how it'll be, and like the fact Peter is older and a family man.
It's Jonathan Hickman, so I'll read it.
Same.
In 2
Older
years
and a
from now.
family man? Cool. Jonathan Hickman? Yes. I'm up for it.
I am excited they're coming out with that Ultimate Avengers Hickman omnibus.
Yeah, I'm going to have to decide what to do with my standard hardcovers. And I'm also going to have to decide what to do with my standard trade paperbacks of Spectacular Spider-Man by Zdarsky. Even though I actually did a show with you earlier this year saying I will not upgrade.
That comes out in a few weeks, I think, doesn't it? Like December?
The Zdarsky book?
Yeah.
Yeah. Psycho's possibly listening to you about White Lotus. This isn't, yeah, that is an important point. Carlo Gugino handcuffed to a bed the whole time. Here's a good question. I like this question. If you could recommend me a movie or series. Oh, wait, I thought you were asking us to cast what Brubaker book we'd like to be as a movie. Okay. If you could recommend, this is for Taylor. Taylor is a crime expert. If you could recommend me a movie or series similar to an Ed Brubaker book, what would it be? I Adore Criminal.
I think it really depends on what era you're willing to watch. Like you're talking about like older movies, like 70s movies, talking about crime noir movies from the 30s and 40s. I think it really depends on what you're looking for. So if you can give me more information, that'd be helpful.
And have you read all of Brubaker's stuff? Because it's all kind of criminals.
So he's looking more for movies or TV shows, I think.
Oh, a TV series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can give me more information about like you're looking for a certain era, you're looking for a certain type, just let me know and I'll look in the chat.
Yeah. Hey, here's YP. What up, YP? Good to see you. My wife loves referring to Carla Gugino as the mom from Spy Kids, that she's bad with names. I was thinking that last night. I was thinking, wasn't she in a movie that I saw with my daughter like 25 years ago? I'd actually like to see that movie again or pics from it just to see what she looked like. Wasn't she with
Antonio Banderas?
Yeah. I actually like those Spy Kid movies.
I only saw the first one, I think.
I saw the first two with Kelly.
I just remember whenever they rewind with those things you're saying backwards. Fluke is a madman, help us, save us. Fluke is a madman, help us, save us. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
I'm sure you watched that with your daughter a lot, so you probably remember it.
Yeah. Now the new Miyazaki I am kind of interested in. That's the I can't think of the name of it, but that's the new anime that's coming out. I am interested in seeing that.
I need to watch the latest Castlevania show.
Oh, have you heard anything about it?
I watched the first episode and I liked it, but I got distracted by Spider-Man 2, and so I kind of just lost track of it. So
How's the game going?
I finished it already.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
People just love that game. They just play it and finish it.
It was pretty great.
Wow. What was your favorite part? I don't know anything about it. Can you
Like
say what your
favorite aspect of it, favorite scene?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what was your favorite aspect of it?
I think I like the story a bit better in the first one, but the gameplay is just even better than the first one because I think they like how they have the fast travel. You have the web wings now, so you can glide, and you can go between buildings and find these like little rings where you can go faster and like speed up. And there's different buildings that have like wind coming up, so you can like be picked up by the wind and go even farther. They have Queens, they have Brooklyn, they have much more. You can like surf on the water if you go fast enough. Like it's just really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the way they did Venom was really cool. I'm looking forward to the future. You kind of know the board's kind of set for the next game.
Mm.
And I'm excited that they're doing a Wolverine game next year, Insomniac.
Oh, they are.
It better be rated M, and you better be able to slice people to pieces. That's all I gotta say. That would be awesome. That's all I gotta say.
Craig says, I am wanting to dive into classic films, so that's a good shout. Oh, crime drama, probably.
We're looking for like a 70s type movie. I think there's someone said Chinatown. That's like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
The French Connection, The Friends of Eddie Coyle is really good.
Mm.
You ever seen Night Moves with Gene Hackman?
I haven't.
There's Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. I'm trying to think. Do you ever see Rolling Thunder? That's a great one. That's underrated.
Mm.
It's with William Devane. He comes back from Vietnam and his family gets killed and his hand gets jammed into a garbage disposal and they rip his hand off. He gets revenge. It's a great movie. It's written by the same guy who wrote Taxi Driver. It's a great movie.
What's it called? Night Moves?
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Night Moves is a PI movie with Gene Hackman.
Oh, okay.
Some people were saying The Long Goodbye. I really didn't like The Long Goodbye with Elliot Gould. I thought it was like an updated version of Philip Marlowe in the 70s. And it was kind of right by Robert Altman. I just found it to be a bit boring and not that interesting. I know a lot of people love it though.
I have zero interest in anything Elliot Gould's in except for MASH. That's a movie I will watch any day of the week. I loved him in MASH. That was a great movie.
Trying to think of any Dirty Harry. Love Dirty Harry.
Oh yeah.
And I think even the second one, The Enforcer, was great. The rest of them aren't that great, but the second one was with those police officers on the motorcycles who kill people.
Yeah.
That has the best Dirty Harry line, where at the end the guy blows up in the car. A man's got to know his limitations. That's the best Dirty Harry line by far.
I saw. Yeah, she actually was good in Suspiria. Dakota Johnson was. I actually really like that movie. Kenny, I'll tell you exactly what long-term effects the recent strike will have on the stuff we watch. It's going to give us a chance to catch up and watch all the stuff we want to watch. I'm glad that there's a break and there's not going to be anything new coming out for a little bit. I want to catch up on the stuff that's come out.
Yeah, I don't know if I could care less. Maybe a little bit. I feel like I'm so busy with so many different things that I'm just like, it's like you, like life's just so busy that it's like I don't have time to keep up with all these things anyway. And whatever.
So, what have you recently read?
I just started reading this today, The Last Ronin.
Oh, okay.
Have you read this yet, Jess?
I have, yeah. I enjoyed it.
What do you think? Okay.
I enjoyed it.
I'm about like halfway through, so I'm enjoying it so far. It's basically the last man standing among the TMNT. I won't spoil who it is. It's kind of like the Dark Knight Returns set in the TMNT continuity. Would you agree with that, Jess? Like dark and apocalyptic and having to stop Shredder's grandson. So good so far.
I thought that was really cool that it was Shredder's grandson.
I just finished this yesterday. Spider-Man Deadpool Modern Epic. I got some Modern Epics in. Just finished this where it's Deadpool and Spider-Man teaming up fighting Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah.
If you remember her.
Itsy Bitsy. Yep, I sure do.
I really like the main storyline. I guess there were a lot of delays and a lot of artistic deadlines not met. They had a lot of fill-in issues. I didn't really enjoy the fill-in issues by other people. But the main story by Joe Kelly and by Ed McGuinness were great.
Yeah.
Great dynamics, really over the top, but also really dark at the same time. Spider-Man really goes to some really dark places in this book, if you remember, Jess.
I do. We reviewed that for Omni Bros, I think like in 2018 or something. So
I can recommend these Modern Epics. They're pretty much the same as Complete Collection, just look a little bit.
That's cool because I haven't seen any. I really haven't seen any. Yours is the first one that I saw.
I also got and read this Agent Venom stuff.
Okay, that's the Remender stuff that's in there.
It's also going to include the Cullen Bunn stuff in the next volume.
Okay, Cullen Bunn. Okay.
So this has most of the Rick Remender run. And the next one's going to include the Cullen Bunn stuff. So I read this whole book, and then I finished the Rick Remender part on Marvel Unlimited, and I'll pick up the next volume in December. I just had to see how it ended. So I really enjoyed that as well.
That's a good sign that you wanted to see how it ended.
Yeah, that was those Complete Collections I was looking for a while. Those were like two of my whales. Like they were just, one of them I could find, but I could always find volume 2, I believe. I could never find volume 1 for a good price.
This is the Venom by Remender,
right? And I did not want to buy the second one if I could never find the first one.
Yeah.
So I remember on our hunt, whenever you were here, we found the second one. But I couldn't find the first one anywhere. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy the second one and just be stuck with volume 2.
I think that showed great patience on your part.
I just don't want to be annoyed and be like, okay, I'm stuck with volume 2 and I can't read volume 1. Like I can't, I mean, I don't want to do that. So now I was patient. They're coming out with these and that's good enough. And maybe one day they'll come out with an omnibus. I'm surprised they haven't already. That seems like a no-brainer as opposed to the Planet of the Apes omnibus and things like that. But so many times Omar will have like a new episode, a new video pop up. I'm like, oh, I wonder what new omnibus is coming out. Oh, don't care about that one at all. I'm surprised that one exists. Not to poo-poo anybody's likes, but I know some people are. I mean, we're all like different stuff, but there's sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe they're making that, as opposed to a million other things they could have made. But okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. This is important, except that I keep forgetting that there's a brand new season 4 out that I haven't seen. I love that it got a season 5. Well, the actors strike is going to affect that. Well, no, I guess since they just announced it, they can start going ahead with it. That's great. Yellowstone is supposed to be good, and Omnicat and Bunkmaster highly recommended Yellow Jackets to me.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That they really want me to see that. So, I mean, they've been hyping it up a lot. Let's see. Are you guys looking forward to Where the Body Was by Brubaker and Phillips?
That's an obvious answer with an obvious. That's an obvious question with an obvious answer. I am.
Yes. Even Brubaker Light is good. If it's light, like Night Fever was kind of Brubaker Light, it was still good and interesting.
I definitely liked it a lot more than most people do.
Yeah, I definitely. We both reviewed it, but month 6 weeks ago, and we both liked it. But I felt like it was kind of Brubaker Light, but the whole thing I thought was really good. I loved how he assumed the identity. Okay, they're talking about White Lotus.
I wonder how Psycho Cleveland decides what's going to go on all caps and what won't.
That's true.
I'm just curious about the thought process there. Yeah.
maybe when he's talking to other people in the chat, he's uncapped.
Yeah, I
But
don't
then
know.
when he talks to us, he's all capped.
You could be right.
It's insane that the Marvels makes 120 million in a week and it's being considered a bomb. The problem is movie budgets are outrageous now.
Yeah. I just wasn't interested because I don't like Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I thought she was so dull and not interesting in the first movie.
I think, well, from what I heard, they really tried to lighten her up to get her to be.
It was just funny in the first movie. Jude Law kept saying, "You can't let your emotions. You're so emotional." And she's like barely goes above this register. And so she's not really emotional. She's emotionless. I just didn't think she was very good in that. I just didn't love that movie. I didn't really like it. It was probably one of my least favorite Marvel movies, and so I wasn't trying to like stick it to the man by not going to see this movie. I just wasn't interested because I don't really like her as Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I liked it, but and I'm really looking forward to Marvels. A book that I just finished is Navigator from Dark Horse. This is really cool. It's set in the future. I'm going to review this book along with We Only Find Them When They're Dead. So there's a research facility that's on Europa that is one of Jupiter's first Jovian manned station operation. Europa. I think they're on, the fourth moon of Jupiter. And all of a sudden they are under attack. And so they do have weapons to strike back at the aliens. One of the aliens, so it's multiple ships that are attacking this crew. And one of the aliens, who is a navigator, there's a pilot and then there's a navigator in these spaceships, decides that he wants to be rid of, he's surrendering here. He's going to the other side. They have these things attached to their neck that force them to do, they're basically slaves and forced to do what the main hive mind tells them to do. He manages to get his off, and in exchange for his freedom with the Earthlings, he says he'll give them alien technology that will help them because the species that enslaved him are next gunning for Earth. And so they take him at his word. He comes to Earth after 5 years and hundreds of billions of dollars worth of technology upgrades in weaponry. They are prepared to defend themselves. But it goes a lot deeper than that, because what the alien hive mind wants, that's why it's sending out these little symbiotes on the people, can only be found on Earth, and it's an ancient relic that will give him, the symbiote, ultimate power. It's what they're looking for is almost a sentient object. It's a sentient object that when it's reunited with the other part of it will give the hive mind ultimate knowledge of everything ever. And so it could either be used for good or it could be used for evil. So since he can't get the princess who fall in love with him, he turns to the dark side. Oh wait, that's a different show. So the alien is still called the Navigator. He's like an ambassador. He helps Earth get prepared. And what they want is like what the symbiotes want is like in the right down below something in San Francisco, like 500 miles below the mantle underneath San Francisco. And it's really well written and it's really well illustrated. This was just great science fiction for me. It was quite realistic, and I thought it was really well paced. It's really well plotted. It has a young girl in it that links to the object in the center of the earth that the hive mind wants, and she gets kind of she gets visions that the thing's giving it and can talk to.
Who wrote this again?
This is written by John Bruno, whom I don't know. Let's see. Was this a
Who published it?
Dark Horse?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if it was a no, Dark Horse, part of Embracer Group. I'm wondering if he's a European writer. No. John, okay. He's who was a freelance storyboarder. Jordi Armengol illustrated it. It's really good. I really liked it. A lot. So I'm going to review this and tell everyone they need to buy it.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a blind buy that really paid off.
It's always bad when it's the other way around.
Yes.
That's the worst feeling. Like,
yes.
You ever had it where you here's what's funny. I'll ask you this question. Do you feel like whenever you read something on Hoopla or digitally, you're way more honest than whenever you buy it because you almost try to convince yourself when you buy it, oh, this is good. This is worth keeping. Because you feel like a moron. You're like, oh, I don't like, I like this. I like this. Then you read on Hoopla, you're like, garbage, never read it again.
Oh, yeah, like downriver people.
But whenever you read it, and you have it, that's another reason why you should, more often than not, have read it first before you buy it in some way. Just to make sure, or at least know that you're going to like that author in particular, because it's a risk every single time you do it.
That should be one of my goals for 2024 is no blind buys, to read everything ahead of time. That is a really good strategy. I got rewarded, but yeah, it's a huge risk. And I hate it when it goes immediately into the Second and Charles pile. Like, oh,
yikes.
I'm going to get 50 cents for this, and I hate myself.
Yeah, I have one of those piles over here. Some of the upgrade stuff and some other books I just didn't really care for.
Craig, I will take any era movies, crime noir, anything that comes to mind. I'm trying to explore more older movies, so it actually benefit me if they're older. And I've read all of Criminal Pulp and Night Fever from Brubaker and Phillips so far, but everything else from them is already on my top reads. Okay. Well, yeah,
we gave you a lot of good ones. I think. You ever see Charlie Varick, Jess?
What was really it called?
Good. Charlie Varick.
No.
With Walter Matthau. That was during his crime phase where he did that, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which is also a fantastic movie, which may have one of the best endings of all time.
Yeah.
You remember the ending to that movie?
I do.
That has one of the best endings, I think.
Yeah.
One of the best freeze frame moments at the very end.
Didn't they remake that?
Unfortunately.
Okay. I was wondering about that. So the original is still much better.
I mean, Denzel's in it, so Denzel's great. But Denzel's in a lot of movies where it's like the movie wasn't great, but he was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's never given a bad performance. John Travolta was really hamming it up in that movie.
John Travolta.
He's the bad guy. Someone mentioned Blowout. Did you ever see Blowout?
That was with John Travolta. Yeah,
that was a good Brian De Palma movie.
Yeah,
that's actually Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie. It's a great film about a sound mixer on movies who as he's recording sounds like owls hooting and the trees blowing in the wind, he actually encounters a car crash, and he actually captures some of the audio that leads him into a big conspiracy theory plot line with a killer. That's a great movie.
Doesn't he record a gunshot too?
Is it a gunshot or is it a blown tire?
Okay, right.
How did the blown tire happen? Yeah. So that's the Blowout. Another great. So yeah, Walter Matthau did Charlie Varick, great movie. Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, even better movie. He also did The Laughing Policeman. Whenever you think of Walter Matthau, you kind of think of his comedy movies. Yeah. But he had a string of crime movies in the 70s. I'm trying to think of anything else I missed.
I always think of The Odd Couple and Bad News Bears.
I think of
I
him in
love
the
Bad
Dennis the
News Bears.
Menace.
I never saw that. I forgot about that.
That was more of a '90s movie I saw as a kid. Oh, Get Carter, Michael Caine. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Oh,
watch the Sylvester Stallone remake.
Well, that reminds me. Get Shorty. Get Shorty's a good crime movie.
Yeah, that's true. I was looking more of '70s crime movies, but the '90s
Okay.
is another great era for crime movies as well. Get Shorty is one of them. Out of Sight with Jennifer Lopez and
Oh,
George
yeah.
Clooney.
George Clooney.
That's a great movie. Both are written by Scott Frank, who did Queen's Gambit and Godless.
I'll watch Godless and you watch Queen's Gambit and we'll
right.
be happy.
All right, sounds good.
And I also agree, Maltese Falcon, that going way back, that was great. Yeah, Cycles. Yeah, Chinatown.
Yeah,
Long
Chinatown's
Goodbye.
probably, if you haven't seen that, that's one of the definitive neo-noir movie, I would say.
I would say that would be first on the list that he should see.
Yeah, and if you have a spare 2 hours at midnight on a night where you don't care if you fall asleep watching it, then watch the sequel, The Two Jakes.
I knew you were going to say The Two Jakes.
That movie was okay, and it
What?
was
Wow.
okay.
No.
Here's the thing: if it had come out and it wasn't tied to Chinatown at all, it probably would have been considered better. That's the thing. I tried to watch it on its own merits, and it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it certainly wasn't great. That's my opinion.
Okay, I agree with your opinion, except that I think it was sub okay. Long Goodbye. Okay, Craig watched Long Goodbye. Long Goodbye. Night Moves. Rolling Thunder. Paul Schrader. Yep. No, Elliot Gould Long Goodbye is a stone cold classic. Now he's not yelling at us. Oh yeah, Clute with Jane Fonda.
I just know that movie really splits people. People either love it or they hate it. And I just
Clute?
didn't enjoy it. No, The Long Goodbye.
Oh.
Some people like the update. People like how Robert Altman kind of changed some things. I just wasn't a massive fan, but to each their own.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Bunk. Long time no see. Wait to find out what everyone's read recently. We're getting there. I mean, actually, we've shown some.
Someone said French Connection. Have you ever seen To Live and Die in L.A. by Friedkin? William Friedkin?
No.
That's a really interesting movie. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it if you ever watch it someday.
Okay.
It's an older 80s movie with William Peterson and Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
It's an 80s neo-noir movie.
Let me throw this up, and then I have a French Connection thing that I just found out today. Organic Price Books, code Omnidog for $2 off. 5% off shipping 4 or more books together. Omnidog, ship it together. I just read that who directed French Connection? William Friedkin?
Yes.
I read that was not only was it one take that car chase scene was, it was also done illegally in real time in New York without permits. And Friedkin was quoted recently before he passed. I think he just passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, recently.
Before he did, he said that he really was grateful that no one died in the filming of that, because there were pedestrians all over the place, like real life pedestrians, and people, not Gene Hackman was driving that car and everything else. And it was crazy realistic because it was real. They didn't even have permits in New York City, and they just did the thing.
Right. Yeah, the To Live and Die in LA has another great car chase sequence. Similar to the French Connection. Probably less dangerous in real life, though, because they probably had permits that time.
Oh, have you ever seen The Conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, it's funny. Francis Ford Coppola has like a 10-year period of making fantastic movies, and all his movies after that were pretty bad. Like he did, like the 70s, his 70s run is you could put that up against any other filmmaker in history. I don't know if they have a better run of The Godfather, The Conversation, The Godfather Part 2, and Apocalypse Now. Like, I just don't know if there's a better string of movies in anybody's filmography.
In that same article that I just read, Martin Sheen in that opening scene where he's flipping out about, he's having a nervous breakdown and he shatters the glass and it's his real blood because he was drunk as hell. And they were like, do you want to wait? And so you can sober up. And he's like, no, this is exactly what I want. I want to see, I want this to be realistic. So he was utterly smashed out of his mind. He was an alcoholic.
Naked
In his hotel room, smashes the mirror. And upon reviewing it later, he said he purposely wanted to see what he looked like in that state. And that's what caused him to sober up and stop drinking. He said he didn't even recognize that person, but he advocated for that to be just, film me while I'm absolutely drunk. And so that's why it's so realistic, because he's having a nervous breakdown about his drinking and he's flipped out naked.
That whole movie, making that whole movie was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You watch a documentary about it. So some other books I read, I was in a Spider-Man mode because of the game. So I read the second omnibus of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, nice.
What
issue does that go up to?
71. And so the third omni comes out, I think, the same day as the Chip Zdarsky Spider-Man omnibus.
71.
So I read like 30 issues. I read like 50 issues past this on Marvel Unlimited. I was going on a tear.
That's as far as I've gotten is that second omnibus, because that's volume 6 of this, and that's where I stopped.
Oh, the best stuff comes after this, I feel like.
I know. I really want to read.
I'm trying to think. This one have? I love the Carnage stuff in here. I don't know the Clone Saga that comes after this is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the Clone Saga. Don't listen to Tyler Blunt on that. He says it gets bad after this, but I disagree. The Clone Saga and the Kingpin arc after this is phenomenal. My favorite parts of the entire series. And then I also read the second Miles Morales omnibus by Bendis.
Oh, okay. I haven't read that.
Yeah, so I've read the first omnibus already, but I read the second omnibus. So I actually got a decent amount of Spider-Man reading done recently.
Nice.
And now I just need to finish The Last Ronin. I'd never read any of the other comics because I kind of got too behind and couldn't pick up the other ones because they were out of print and they reprinted them, but I kind of got off the wagon.
Oh, like 1 through 12 of the IDW series?
But this is a good solo. I think this is a good, you can read it if you know anything about the characters.
Yeah.
Like I know all about the Turtles and about Splinter and Shredder and Casey Jones and April O'Neil, so I don't feel lost or anything. So that's what I've been reading.
Okay, and I have been reading. This is a book that I think you'd like. Noir Burlesque.
Ooh, someone just mentioned Michael Mann. Whoever wants to watch a crime noir movie, watch Thief. One of the best crime noir movies ever.
And the soundtrack bothers the minister's wife.
But you should listen to that, Jess, whenever you're reading books.
I should. Especially when I'm reading this, Noir Burlesque. You would dig this book.
I almost got it, but I didn't know anything about it, so I withheld.
I get it. It's about kind of a loner gangster that has a history with let me highlight myself because the art is really boss. It's written and illustrated by Enrico Marini. I think it's Enrico Marini.
It didn't highlight you.
Sorry?
It didn't highlight you.
Yeah, I was checking to make sure it was Enrico Marini. It's like black and white, but only the red is highlighted. And so it stands out like that. It's about a solo gunman who has a past with this woman here, who is a famous kind of strip dancer in the mode of oh, not actually showing it all. Some of the old style striptease things where they don't show everything, like this. And so he's in trouble a little bit. He has a whoop, can't show that. There is some stuff in here that's not safe for work, but here's where it's really cool: the black and white and the red. She's engaged to a top level gangster, and the lone gunman guy has to go to work for the gangster to pay off a debt. There's all kinds of twists and turns and stuff getting stolen. He gets beaten. Of course, you want your antagonist, the main protagonist, to get beaten up like Slam Bradley always got beaten up. This guy gets the
and that Tom
crap.
King, Gotham Year One, Slam Bradley's beat up every other page.
I know. Now there's a really cool car in this. I just love how, I mean, the art is amazing and the story's really gritty, really noirish, and the art is beautiful, like watercolor practically. I want to see, because she drives a red convertible. It's really boss. I wanted to get a picture of that. And he has to end up going through this whole thing to get back to square one with this main gangster. I can't find it. Anyway, it's really awesome. I loved it. There's all kinds of characters that are crazy and creepy. It's a nutty world, and this guy plays by his own rules, kills people. There's plenty of blood and mayhem and nudity and crazy stuff in here, and I'm looking forward to reviewing this.
I'll have to check it out on Hoopla.
I'm pretty sure you'd dig it.
I almost bought it, but I withheld because I was like, I don't know anything about the creator, so I'm just gonna read it on Hoopla first.
He did a Batman that was supposed to be really good, and I have it in 2 volumes, and it got released as a deluxe. I still haven't read it, and of course, I have European viewers who are always on my case to read it. So here's something that I've read that's European. Enrico Marini. It's really good.
Here's what's next up on my list.
Oh, what you're going to read?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I want to hear if you've read it, what your opinion is. I need to read The Guardians of the Galaxy by Al Ewing.
I haven't read it yet. It's in my big Al Ewing to read pile.
Look how thick this is.
Yeah.
It's chonky, as you would say.
I got that from Kristen.
But I love Al Ewing's his Ultimates run.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite reads last year, and I want to see more cosmic goodness from him. So I'm looking forward to reading this.
Yeah, I have a huge pile of Ewing stuff to read from Marvel. Speaking of Ewing, I'm going to review this book, which was amazing. I talked extensively about it with Bunk, so I won't go over it too much. We only find them when they're dead. What they are trying to find is dead gods. It's set in the future. They find they're all bounty hunters, and it's regulated because once you find a dead god, you cut off parts of it and use it as currency. And there's a big reveal of the main protagonist and a dead god, and they're trying to find a live god because since they only find them when they're dead, they're trying to find living gods. So it's a big science fiction story with huge themes and everything, and it's just done really well. And the art is fantastic, and I am looking forward to doing a review on this. If I can keep feeling well, I might be able to do it tomorrow, but I probably won't. But look, the art is awesome on this. So yeah, this is amazing. Really amazing. And then There's Detective Chimp.
No good.
Oh,
Did you at least get that for free?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, there you go. Then who cares?
Yeah, you're right. I did. Yeah, I did get it for free. It I even I as a Golden Age, Silver Age fan, even I'm having a hard time with this. I'm going to finish it. It's not a book you can binge. Detective Chimp in this, he's not like the Shadow Pack Detective Chimp. He's like a chimp. Um, he solves crimes down in Florida with this sort of rednecky but good-hearted sheriff that keeps him in his office as like a sheriff's assistant. And it's Nate Burkholz pointed out that every story ends like Scooby-Doo, like rats. I would have gotten away for it if it wasn't for that Detective Chimp character.
Those meddling kids.
Yeah, he's always solving the crimes. So I read 1 or 2 stories at a time. It's going to take me a while to finish this. God bless DC for putting it out, because they have a ton of stuff like this that can be put out, and there's lots of people that'll dig it. I will. But here's the interesting thing. It says, here's the table of contents. It says the comics reprinted in this volume were produced in a time when racism played a larger role in society and popular culture, both consciously and unconsciously. They are presented here without alteration for historical reference. So I haven't hit those parts yet. I'm very interested in how that's portrayed. I'm sure that somebody's waiting for me to say something so they can clip it about what that thing just said in the table of contents, the sort of warning or putting it in context. I'm not going to say anything about racism, but I I think it's cool that they put that not warning, but what am I thinking? What's the word I'm thinking of? Explanation, I guess. They put that explanation and they didn't alter it. So and Carmine Infantino did a lot of the art, and I love his art. So I'm going to keep reading this because I want to hit the controversial parts. And go ahead and clip that because I'm not saying anything else. What? Okay, now Cycle's shouting. Speaking of crime noir, that first Peter David Hulk Omni is very much in that vein, sort of with the Mr. Fix-It stuff. Oh, okay. Here's Cycles yelling, Yellowstone and Yellow Jackets are a waste of time, not is a waste of time.
He also said that movie Heat is overrated, which is an outrageous claim. That's one of the greatest movies of all time.
No kidding. What? Where did he say that? That is a
and somebody else. Yeah, have your own opinions, but man,
somebody else agreed.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's one of my favorite endings of all time.
Oh yeah,
that's one of the most like powerful endings of any movie I've ever seen.
I'm transitioning to only partial caps in a comment now too. Got to keep them guessing. You assume there's a thought process. Yeah, we sort of did.
Yeah, it's similar to we were just talking about Apocalypse Now when Martin Sheen's talking to Marlon Brando, and Marlon Brando says, "You don't approve of my methods," and Martin Sheen says, "Sir, I don't see any method at all." That's Psycho Cleveland.
Here's a good question, an organization question. Do you guys display all Brubaker together or just all indie Brubaker together? Because something like Sleeper nearly went on my Brubaker shelf.
I used to have all their indie stuff together. And then I put the other like DC stuff or Marvel stuff on the Marvel and DC shelves.
Same.
Otherwise, that's the slippery slope.
Yeah.
You're going to be like kind of putting everything together by creator, which is fine. But I like to kind of keep things by publisher so I can track it down easier.
I'm the same way. I have all the image stuff on his own shelf, but then I have Sleeper, like right down here. Sleeper, where are you? S. Swamp Thing, Superman, Spectre. Sleeper, where are you? Oh, there it is. Sleeper's behind some death metal action figure I have.
I still haven't read Death Metal or Justice League by Snyder.
Oh, I know.
Is it ever going to happen? Probably not. I hope so.
They've already rebooted and are on some other thing now.
I know. It's like, well, that's what always happens. So I don't know. I do want to read it, but I just keep not reading it. It's getting easier not to.
Lots of people. Okay, Rick Ray, Brie Larson was so great in her brief appearance on Community. She's great in comedies and wish she'd do more. Brie Larson was fantastic in Room. Very tough watch. Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. I heard about it. Not nearly as funny as
I will say she was good in that. So I'm not trying to say I don't think she's a good actress. I did like her in that movie. I think she can be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said in the comment, I don't have any personality. I forget what that was.
Is that this one?
I can't tell if it's have no personality or if I'm a glass.
Left side of the screen is half full personality and the right side half empty. So I'm half full personality and he's half empty.
Yeah, not sure what that means.
Yeah, we're not sure either. Maybe he'll wrap it up down here. Okay, the chat is talking to each other. Yeah, no blind buys, but blind hoopla borrows are where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, we are still talking about movies, but we're throwing in books. Downriver people is listed in the red tag sale. No, Peace and Love, do not even accept it if it's a gift. If it costs you nothing. If somebody gives you $20 to read it, then you can read it.
Maybe 50. Maybe $100.
Okay, $50, $100.
The first half was great.
Yeah.
The second half was, as Jess said about Bramble, it's Drek, it's Dross, it's no good. It bugged me.
That was an all-star day for me because you and I and Kristen all got involved in reading that. And we all had the exact same opinion on that. It was so great.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
One of the biggest left turns I've ever seen in any fictional book, movie, TV show, game. It was just, whoa, yikes.
Yeah. So it would take $100 for the minister to read it again. I'd probably take $25 to read it again.
Time is too precious to me now.
Okay, everybody has movie opinions, sure. I mean, for what it's worth, I've consistently heard that Napoleon's theatrical cut, the 4-hour cut, arrives on Apple TV in the coming months, is visually captivating and surprisingly wry, but also detrimentally. Did he finish it?
Has Next to Maginot ever just done like a 1, or is it always a 2?
I think he did a 1 earlier. Stripped to the bone in its historical contextualization and character and relationship developments. No one's seen the 4+ version yet, but my presumption in this case is that both. Okay, there it is. Versions deserve to be seen to compositely approximate how the definitive 4+ hour version might have been experienced theatrically. Here's the issue. Apple TV just raised its rate again. It's up to $10 a month.
Yeah, we kicked that one.
We finished Ted Lasso season 2. After season 3, I am going to have to really strongly consider not having Apple TV. I've got like 5 or 6 streaming services now that are costing me $60 a month.
Yeah, I was hoping to catch Killers of the Flower Moon, but I guess not.
Oh, is that on Apple TV?
It will be.
Oh,
I can't. I don't have 3.5 hours to go to the movie theater. I just don't, and so
no.
it's not going to happen. So I don't know when I'll ever see it.
That's
I do want to see it.
That's time you could be spending getting milkshakes and going to comic book stores.
It's just hard for me to sneak away and see a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah. We actually did talk about Blade Runner. I think it was closer to the beginning. We talked about Blade Runner and the Blade Runner 2049. We did talk about that. Now here's Larry Sorcerer. That's with Roy Scheider.
Yeah, they're transporting the dynamite.
Yeah.
The dynamite or like nitroglycerin. I can't remember what it is.
It's something super explosive.
The bridge scene. Oh gosh.
Yeah. That is the only movie that I've walked out on, and that was because my girlfriend at the time said, "I'm not into this. Can we please leave?" And I said, "Okay," because it was I was still brand new in college, in love with her, and I'm like, "Okay, let's leave. I don't care." So I have no idea what happened at the end of that movie because we walked out.
Speaking of movies, Jess, I was thinking the other day, what's the better James Cameron movie? Aliens or Terminator 2?
Oh, I thought you were going to throw in The Abyss. Oh, wow. I have to Mary kill that? Aliens? Or have you seen the director's cut of The Abyss?
A long time ago. I heard the 4K is coming out soon.
It's a pretty boss movie.
Or
Alien...
Piranha 2.
Sorry?
Or Piranha 2.
Piranha 2? He directed that?
Yeah, notoriously not a great movie. That one has the flying piranhas in it.
Oh my goodness.
That was like that might have been his first movie. I think it was his first movie.
Oh. This may be controversial, but I'm going to pick Aliens.
I think I'd pick T2. I think that's not just a great sci-fi. Well, actually, no, that's true of both of them. They're both great action movies and sci-fi movies, but I just feel like T2 wins it out for me.
I mean,
they're both great. It's neck and neck. It's really close.
Yeah, I mean that was a tough choice. Because I love both movies,
and they both in the same position of the franchise like ruined it after those movies for both of them.
Yeah, there was never anything good after the second movie.
No.
How many Terminator movies have been made? Like 7 now?
Let's see. Terminator, T2, Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation. There's Terminator Genesis and one that I'm missing. There's
what was the Christian Bale one?
That was Terminator Salvation.
I think that's the one where he yelled at the lighting director.
Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate was the most recent one.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Or is that Genesis? Yeah. That's the one with the guy who directed Deadpool, directed it, and it bombed the box office.
Oh, I think everybody keeps going to those just hoping that it'll be good. But T2 is so great, they haven't been able to even come close to it.
I'm definitely for Aliens. I definitely think that Prometheus is better than people say it is. I like
I
Prometheus.
Need to see that. I need to see Prometheus, and then what was the other one?
Alien Covenant.
Covenant, yeah. I do want to see those.
Alien 3 was definitely the worst David Fincher movie, that's for sure. That was his first movie. Similar to James Cameron with Piranha 2. But he was up after that. He did great. His next movie was 7, so he made it up for it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Here's a Fifth of Jack Gaming working on reading the Batman adventures. A Fifth of Jack, I believe I saw you in my Discord. What is the tell me the genesis of your name? A Fifth of Jack? Like, do you drink a fifth of Jack and then go gaming? Like gaming, casino gaming or video gaming? And are you whacking back Jack while you're doing it?
I have to have like 5 minutes, a 5-minute warning.
5-minute warning? Okay. Okay, Chinatown, Bunkmaster B, long goodbye. Was it?
We're definitely behind.
Yeah, I'm going back up. Okay, now I'm going back down. Tangerine Dream is up. Yeah, is really great. Who was saying I didn't see Heat? The comment on Heat. Who made that?
I think the guy who was asking us about noir movies or crime movies. That's
Oh,
definitely
Craig?
ignore Psycho Cleveland. That should be the movie you watch next.
This is interesting. I was checking yesterday on eBay, and the old Ultimate Spider-Man OHCs still sell for a lot. Thought for sure prices would go down once the Omni started cranking out. Oh, is that right? You know how long it took me to find Volume 7? There is no way I'm giving up on this. I even left the tattered shrink wrap on it to remind me how hard it was for me to find it. I ain't letting go of this OHC set, especially now that they're not doing OHCs.
You're gonna have to open it soon whenever you continue with your Ultimate Spider-Man show.
Yeah, God bless the Ultimate Spider-Man show. I do want to finish it.
Yeah,
because I've loved it. 1 through 6, I really, really enjoyed. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Cage. Noir Burlesque is in his hoopla queue. Oh, it was Cycles. God, shut up. I want to save my thoughts about Noir Burlesque, but I'll save them for Crime Corner. Okay. Brian, like your haircut, Jess. You look vibrant. Thank you. I just got it done yesterday. Oh my gosh, Rick Ray agrees that Heat is overrated. What? Somebody time those guys out. That's ridiculous.
There's a podcast called One Heat Minute where they go through every minute of Heat.
Oh, really?
They have a lot of great celebrity interviews and directors who pop in. It's a pretty cool show.
Oh, the guy that did Noir Burlesque, it was called The Dark Prince Charming, the Batman book. Thank you, Bunk.
That was kind of universally recognized as a beautiful looking book, but not a great story, right?
I haven't read it yet, actually. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, no, it's I agree. It's like one a night, Josh. It's hard to read a lot. Oh yeah, Body Heat's really good.
That is good. That's Lawrence Kasdan.
Yeah. And
back whenever what's her name was really
super
attractive.
hot.
And then not so much. And then she became
Turner.
And then she became Chandler's dad on Friends.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right.
What a reversal. Her Romancing the Stone and Jewel of the Nile.
Yeah.
Those are great movies.
Kathleen Turner was shredding hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just got a commercial while Jess was opening Detective Chimp to read the disclaimer. What time was that? 9:38. Boy, I do not know when these live commercials are coming on. I don't even know. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. They stick the commercials in whenever. John says, I enjoyed the issues of what I read, but we can only find them when they're dead, but I thought the action could be a little unclear at times. Okay. Disclaimer. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Bunkmaster. Disclaimer. Oh, yeah. You told me twice. Disclaimer. Breep says, just finished your last live stream. Looking forward to watching this in 2 hours' time. Who is a current artist and writer you each are excited to see more of? I will say Al Ewing and Dan Mora.
Not sure. I'm trying to think. Like newer or like people that we already like?
I don't know. He says current. Reap says current. So, like now.
I'm liking everything Chip Zdarsky's doing. I'm really excited to see Jacob Phillips do more stuff. I think he's doing great right now, doing New Burn with Chip Zdarsky, actually. He's doing That Texas Blood, which is great. He's coloring all of his dad's stuff. I think he's a great rising talent.
Nice.
And we interviewed him back before he was even that big.
That's right. Good. Go get him, Josh. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
What?
All of Cycle Cleveland's appointment comments on Heat. Jess, I've been reading Exterminators that Bar told you about. You're going to love it. Good. I'm excited to read it. It sounds great. Do do do. What is what?
I think Cycle's just doing taglines and quotes from Apocalypse Now.
I think so. Streaming is the new cable. Yeah, you're right. It was Nitro and Sorcerer. Good night, Mega Shremser. Thank you for joining. Fifth of Jack. However, Apple TV has a bit of interest because that something that ties in with Godzilla. As you can justify, I'm still keeping that. I understand what you're saying, but yeah.
The reason Disney Plus is justifiable for me is because I have little kids. If I didn't, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah. T2 is Larry's vote, and James votes for Aliens.
Yeah, there's not really a bad answer there.
I just watched Alien this month for the first time. Is Aliens just as good? Aliens is better.
Yeah, it's better.
If
Well,
you
they're both really different.
Yeah.
Aliens more of a horror movie, whereas Aliens is more of a sci-fi action movie.
Yeah, a thriller.
You know what's a good a great underrated James Cameron movie is True Lies. I love that.
Oh
movie.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a great film.
I forgot he did that.
And I am not interested at all in his Avatar movies. That's a universe I'm not interested in at all.
I saw the first one and that was enough.
I mean, it was like a beautiful movie, but I'm like, I have no interest in watching this again or watching anymore, and that's all he's gonna do for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Okay, Josh votes for Aliens. Fifth of Jack, like T2. Yeah, that's a classic line that she had there. This could be the minister's greatest moment.
I don't know which moment, but thank you.
9:49. That was like 10 minutes ago.
Who knows?
I think we were talking about T2 versus Aliens, but that I feel like that was recent. 6 Terminator films. Here's the name of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Rise of the Machines.
Yeah, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, that TV show. I forgot about that.
Now they're arguing about Prometheus. Okay. Take it easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong opinions about that movie. That's a really divisive movie.
Yes, sir. LOL. Jack is my favorite drink, so it ended up becoming my gamer tag that my cousin made me, and it's stuck. Okay, cool. Nice. No, I'm gonna open it. I am gonna open it.
Yeah, Jess and Tyler never have any idea if the inside of their books are messed up until they read it.
That is absolutely true. Oh, here's Batmanda. Hello, hello. We're gonna be on another 2 minutes or so because oh, and there's Dad of Batmanda, Noir Wolf. Hey now, the Yacht Rockers. They love yacht rock. Jacob Phillips is doing another book with Chris Condon, and it's been great so far. The Enfield Gang Massacre. I've read that Texas Blood, 2 volumes of it on Hoopla. Loved it. I need to read the 3rd one, and I feel like I heard Chris Condon say that there wasn't enough interest to justify a deluxe of it.
No,
I know. So I feel like I read that back in the spring.
I've been waiting to buy the hardcover.
Right. Yeah, because it's really good.
Yeah, and the Enfield Massacre, I think, is set in the same universe. It's just back in like the 1800s.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's like That Texas Blood spinoff.
So I may have to break down and get the 3 trades of I may have to get the 3 trades of that Texas Blood. Mrs. Wolf is a big True Lies fan. Mom Manda. Alien's better than Alien. Peace and love.
Yeah, True Lies might have been the last great Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie.
I think you might be right. When did Last Action Hero come out? After
I think that was 92, 93.
And when was True Lies? That was in the 80s?
90s. That was 94.
Oh, so Last Action Hero came out before True Lies?
I think Last Action Hero was 92, but maybe 93. It was 93, yes. So here's like, I mean, look at the string that he had. I mean, he had Total Recall. That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Man, he had Predator, Terminator 2. He had an unbeaten string of movies. But then after True Lies, I can't think of a truly fantastic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
He did Running Man.
That was in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any movies that I'm missing. Commando was in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of any other good movies he really did. Batman and Robin doesn't count.
Oh my goodness.
I enjoyed Jingle All the Way, but that's more of a nostalgic favorite than that's actually a good movie because I watched it as a kid.
Kindergarten Cop?
I think that was before True Lies.
Oh, okay.
I think that was a little bit earlier. Like Twins, again, that was earlier.
That was a good movie. So was Kindergarten Cop. I love those.
Twins is 1990. Yeah, Twins is 1998. I mean 88. Sorry, 1988. Kindergarten Cop. Why isn't it on here? Let me see. I know that's definitely before that. 1990. So yeah, I can't think of a good one after that.
Well, Last Action Hero was the last straw for me. I just did not enjoy that.
Oh, I liked that movie as a kid. I thought it was fun.
Oh, maybe as a kid I would have enjoyed it more.
I just thought I feel like I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a parody of action movies. I just thought it was fun as a kid. And the kid was kind of like my gateway into the movie. I kind of like felt like I was the same age as him when I watched it. So
okay.
I feel like I enjoyed that part of it.
True Lies was amazing. True Lies is really good. Love that Texas Blood.
You know what? Mr. Awesome, The Eraser is pretty good. That's a pretty good action movie, actually.
What is it?
The Eraser. It's where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays like this guy who helps people like the new identity and erases their past.
I don't know.
James Caan's the bad guy in that. And he has these big laser guns he shoots and blows people apart. That movie's pretty good.
How do I not know this movie? When was this made?
He jumps out of an airplane with a parachute and shoots at it with his gun.
What? The Eraser.
He shoots the alligators with his big gun. Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Conan, yeah, of course. I think that was the very first one.
What's the best Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner? We'll end on that. That's a good one to end on. I know mine.
Okay, let me think here. I actually liked Ice to See You, even though I didn't see the movie.
Don't pick Batman and Robin ones. The best for me is Total Recall. Have you seen Total Recall?
Yeah, but I saw it in the theater. I haven't seen it since.
Remember how Sharon Stone's his like wife ends up being like one of the bad guys, and he has her dead to rights, and she says, "But we're married." Shoots her in the head, and he says, "Consider that a divorce." That might be my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger line.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or he throws the steam pipe into the guy. Let off some steam, Bennett. That's a great one.
Let's see. Please go to Organic Price Books. Use code Omnidog for $2 off. 5% shipping. 4 more books together. Omnidog is shipping together. And you can find the minister where? It's in the description below, but what do you have to say for yourself, young man?
At Minister Comics on Instagram. I posted for the first time in 2 months, so follow me and maybe I'll post some more. And Heat is definitely not overrated.
Oh, Josh is right on this one. When I said I would kill you last, I lied. that is pretty great.
That's Commando, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I get it mixed up with Predator. I get Commando and Predator mixed up.
One has killing alien, the other doesn't. Did you ever see the new Predator movie.
Oh, I heard it was awesome.
Oh, you have to watch. That's really good. You'll have to watch. You'll love that.
And then there's the version where they speak Comanche and it's got English subtitles.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Prey.
Oh, okay. So you watched it with the Comanche language and the English subtitles?
I really can't remember. I don't remember if it was in English or if it was dubbed. I can't remember.
I think you have to buy the 4K to get that Comanche version.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that movie.
I was 7, so I enjoyed it back then, but I know it's not a good movie.
I'm going to be signing off now. Signing off with the Minister. Thank you, Minister, for joining tonight. We had a fun time talking about our books, talking to the chat. The chat was on fire tonight. Just totally engaged with us, which was great. Thank you to the chat. You guys are great. Love all of you guys. Peace and love. Peace and love. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to comment. As here's Omnidog's Discord. That's right. Don't forget to join that, and we have fun there. Just talking about stuff. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use our theme to play us out. Thank you. Thank you. Peace and love.
Baturdays, Baturdays. Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat with a name like that, you think they talk more about the bat. Baturdays.